Hey there, old man Steve here. Good morning. It's Sunday morning. Um, I'm in Texas. That's where I live. And I've already had my morning coffee, had several cups. And I'm going to try to make this a regular thing. I've said that before and then I forget. You have to remember I'm old. But I had this idea. In fact, it was a dream I had that I got contacted by Netflix and Prime Video and Paramount Plus, all of them people that make movies wanted to do a series of Old Man Steve, the life and time of Old Man Steve, and wanted to know if I had any ideas of what to do. And I said, oh, I have a lot of ideas. And one of them would be me, my day-to-day living, being a TikTok star that I am, and living in a senior apartment complex with all of my gal pals and the things that we do and the fun that we have and the gossip that goes on and the it would make a great series, I think, but that's just me. And the other thing I thought of was maybe a murder mystery and the murder, the TikTok star murderers or something, and they would focus on me being a beloved character by people, and but secretly I was a murderer and killed people. That's kind of dark, though. Maybe I shouldn't know that. Nah. That's a little strange, isn't it? Anyway, I'm available for a series or a movie, and I think the time is ripe. And if you're going to do it, you should do it now because I'm not getting any younger. And I have a lot of ideas, but maybe you have better ones. Or, I can make a guest spot on some TV shows I like. I like all those Law and Order and FBI shows. I could be an old guy they stop and talk to on the street. I could do a cameo. Or I could be a dead body. I can lay still for long periods of time. But if you're going to do it now. Don't wait until later. Because I'm ready. I need to carry this further. Okay, enough nonsense. I was going to start telling stories about when I was a young man in the 60s. I lived in New York City. I had never been outside of Texas, my home in Dallas. I was very naive when I left to go to New York. I went on a Greyhound bus on money that I had saved up. I had problems with my family, my mom and dad, well, mostly my mom, and I more or less ran away from home. They didn't know I was going to New York until after I got there. And I was 19, 20, I guess, something like that. Anyway, when I got to New York, I had a friend that had already moved there that I knew from Dallas, and he had gotten an apartment in the Village, and so I had a place to go to. But what I didn't know was that he met a gal, and she moved in with him. So when I got there, there was no there was no place for me. Except I had to sleep on the floor for a few days. But he had gotten a job. It was the beginning. It was springtime, beginning of the summer, and he'd gotten a job working in in a summer stock theater up in upstate New York in the box office. But he didn't want to do that. He wanted to be a set designer. And so he kept looking for other jobs, and he found one. And so he told me that, he said, I probably could get the job that he got working in the box office. Well, I had no experience working in the box office. He said, well, neither did I. He said, it doesn't matter, you know. And he says it pays well. And he said, I'll call the producer. And he did. And I went to see the producer in the city and for an interview. And he hired me on the spot. And so within a few days, I was on a train headed to upstate New York and to Latham, which was right outside of Albany. That's where the theater was. It was a tent theater in the round, huge place, seating of 2,000. And they did Broadway shows with touring famous people, Ethel Merman, Tab Hunter, all famous people that did shows back then. That was a thing. A lot of people did summer stock. I don't think they do it so much now, but back then there was like a circuit of summer theaters, mostly in New England. And so I got the job, went up there, and we stayed in private homes. People with private homes rented out rooms to people that worked at the theater for summer. So I stayed at a home of a family that was very nice, and rented a room. But we were mostly at the theater working. So we didn't spend a lot of time going. There was no place to go, and there was not much to do except that. So mostly the money that I spent was just for room and board. The rest I saved, and so that's how I started my time in New York. I was in New York City for only maybe a week or two, and then I went to upstate New York, where I started working in the box office, which later led to more summers of doing that, which I will explain later. But I was able to meet a lot of people, and I was very naive. I couldn't, it took me all summer to learn to say Schenectady. I had trouble with, because Schenectady was close by and people would call in to reserve tickets, and we had ticket agencies in Troy, Schenectady, and Albany, and there was like a tri-state area up there that, and people had funny names. To me, they were funny names, and people would immediately say, "Oh, you're from the South because of your accent." Well, I didn't think I had an accent. I thought they had an accent. But anyway, that was the beginning of my New York experience, and I have more stories to tell, but I can't tell them all now. I can't, I don't want to spend a lot of time. So my next installment will be what happened at summer stock, and the famous people that I met, famous at that time, like Carol Channing, and like I said, Ethel Merman, Tab Hunter, oh gosh, now I'm drawing a blank. I'll have to get my notes out. Anyway, see you next time. Y'all have a great day, and stay safe, and be kind to yourself, and be kind to others. Bye.